Okay, so it's time to dissect the price action. What's Bitcoin doing? Is it breaking out or is it a fake out? Is it headed back down? We're going to see what our thoughts are and analyze the local price action to get an idea of what our next trade looks like. First of all, let's start from a global scale. So what we've got here is we've got Bitcoin on the daily, we can go on the weekly, we can go on the monthly. Now, what is Bitcoin doing on the higher time frames? What is it doing? Well, it's quite clear. On the higher time frame, we set up a high, the high of the last bull run. We had a retracement. We ripped the top. Okay, a lot of people thought this was, going to 100k as a result, and then we fell all the way down. We didn't just fall down, but we actually broke structure. So we broke structure here, and we officially on the monthly entered bearish market structure. Now, what do we expect after a break in structure? After a break in structure, we expect a retracement. And that's what we've seen so far. This supposed bull market is that retracement leg. Now, how far up is this retracement going to go? That's what, millions of traders are trying to figure out. Is that retracement going to end here? Is it going to keep on creeping up? Or is it actually going to change bullish after that bearish break? Okay, so that's what we're going to look at today, and we're going to look at our local structure to get an idea of where our next trades are. So if we now, go down to perhaps the weekly, on the weekly, we can see that we've had a clear bull trend all the way from August 2022. So we've been printing higher highs and high lows, higher highs and high lows as we creep up. Now look how many white bars we've got compared to black bars. We've been in a strong uptrend on the weekly. Okay, so we haven't had any sign of weakness in terms of the weekly. And actually you can see these very strong bull trend bars. Very strong bars that are filling all the way to the top. We've had some consolidation here, bull trend bar. Range here, bull trend bar, bull trend bar. Okay, we had a doji here, bull trend bars. Now we've got a range and we seem to be having some more bullish trend bars on the weekly. Okay, now let's go to the daily. Let's see what the daily is telling us. Well, on the daily, we can see again very strong bull trend bars. All right, we had what we thought was, a change in market structure here from that last range, but that was quickly reversed by a 4-hour bullish breaking structure, which has resulted in this rally up. Bull trend bar, 4, bull trend bar, almost 4, bull trend bar, almost 4. Okay, so here we've got lots of buyers stepping into the market, with high volume buys, and we are still on a daily uptrend. Now, where is this retracement going to take place? Is it going to take place? Or are we going to continue skyrocketing all the way to the top? Well, let's see. Let's go on the 12-hour. All right. On the 12-hour, again, very strong bull trend bars, not many bear bars as we can see. And on the 12-hour, we seem to have at least a range on the 12-hour. Now, what do I mean by a range on the 12-hour? Well, I mean, we've had our uptrend, our downtrend, our trend go all the way up. We've set a low. Now we've gone back to retest that high. Okay. Now, if we do not break through this high, what are we going to do? We're going to retest that low. Okay. So is this in play on the 12-hour? All right. Let's see. Now on the 4-hour, what's going on the 4-hour? Well, on the 4-hour, obviously the 4-hour is a higher resolution, so we may have more trending markets within a leg. As you can see, this 12-hour leg actually led to up, down, up on the 4-hour. But look at these bull trend bars. These are very, very bullish signs. So what can we say? Well, if we look at this 4-hour, we can see this range clearly. What does our range look like? Well, we've got our range high and we've got our range low, and we're playing within this range. All right, range high, range low. We seem to have just wicked that range high, which is obviously a place we were looking for a trade yesterday. We seem to have wicked that range high. As you can see there, we had our potential order there, and we seem to be, dropping down as a reaction of that range high. Now, let's see, how long have we got left on the 4-hour? We've got 1 hour and 38 minutes. So we have to watch this to see whether, are we going to close with above that range high, or are we going to reject downwards? All right. So this is what it looks like on the 4-hour. Now let's look at this range on the 1 hour then. Let's see what's going on the 1 hour. Again, we've got our range high, all right, we've got our range low, and then now guess what? We've got all this internal structure. Okay, so as of yesterday, we were looking for a few trades. We were looking in the case that price marks down along of this 1 hour demand. We were saying if price continually marks down, could it test our old range, our old demand range? All right, we were looking for a trade off of there. We're looking for a trade at the top of that range, and I'm sure there are also some areas here for a trade. So, we can look out for that, but when the time comes, we will do that. As for shorts, so we're looking for a short up here. Now this short seems to be playing out really nicely, okay? So obviously I've just gotten home, so I haven't had a chance to actually be on the charts. So I haven't taken this trade, all right? I'm sure some of you may have. But let's look at this trade and let's see whether we had our confirmations. Let's see whether we would have been able to enter this trade convincingly. Well, what's our confirmation? Our confirmation is a clear market structure chain at our level. Price is obviously reacting off this zone, okay? And this zone was our 30-minute zone that we got an initial reaction from. We're getting that second reaction, okay? Now, what's our confirmation? Our confirmation is as follows. If we are trending up into a zone, creating higher highs and higher lows, our confirmation is a change from upward structure to downward structure. So going from creating higher highs and higher lows to lower highs and lower lows. So this is our confirmation. It's very simple. It doesn't get simpler than that. All right, that's our confirmation. We're looking to enter the short at that retracement leg and ride it all the way down. Now it just so happens, if you've got an indicator called Market Cipher, this will also coincide with what we call a bearish divergence. Bearish divergence is as price rises up, your momentum waves will actually look to go in the downward direction. That's a bearish divergence. So as price rises up, your momentum wave will go down. So we're looking out for that to see whether that's going to happen. Now, what time frame am I looking to see this? Am I looking to see this on the daily? Well, no, that's going to take ages to play out. Is it going to be on a 4 hour? No, that's going to take ages to play out. On a 1 hour, that's going to take ages to play out. Before that plays out, you've missed the scalp. Don't forget, we're scalping here. All right, we're entering longs and shorts, in quick succession. So we're looking for the lower time frame to get our confirmation. Now, for this trade, you're looking for a confirmation at least, I will say, the 5 minute. Okay, so we're looking for at least a 5 minute confirmation. If we saw this on the 5 minute, I would enter that trade. So let's have a look and see whether we would have had our confirmations for this trade. So we're on the 5 minute, and here we have it. We're on our range high. If we look at the market structure, we're trending up, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. We would say higher low and a higher high. Okay, cool. So this is what our structure looks like on the 5 minute. We have our swing high there and our swing low there. Now, what are we looking out for? The next thing to look out for is on this decisional leg, we call this a decisional leg. We're looking for the nature of market structure on this decisional leg. What do I mean by that? How is price coming up on that decisional leg? Is price coming up nicely like that on that decisional leg? And then when it breaks, is that a clear break? Or is it a straight, leg up like this? Now, this was a straight leg up. We had lots of buying pressure into that range high, okay? And then we've obviously had a pump fake, all right? And we're looking to reverse down. So where am I looking for that break-in structure? My 5 minute break-in structure, where is it? Well, it only occurs all the way down here. This is where that 5 minute break-in structure becomes active. Now, why is that? Because that's where I've got my last, low. So we're going to call that the BOS, the boss, the 5 minute boss, all right? We're going to put that as our BOS. Well, I don't like that color, so we're going to make that black. All right, cool. So we've got our BOS. We're looking for price to break that structure. As price breaks that structure, what are we looking? Well, it seems like it's doing that right now, although this is a wick. Be careful when you have a long bar wicking at the break of structure. We want to see a close. Well, you're saying, well, TJ, actually, the bars after that actually close. So why is that not a break in structure? Well, the bars after that is what we call an inside bar. We don't count inside bars as break of structure. So we want to see a convincing break down here. Then we want to look at that retracement leg. Okay, if we get something like this, then we can look to enter that short. And where are we entering that short? We're entering that short right around there, all right, covering that stop loss. You can see that has nice, better risk to reward in terms of entering that trade. Now, so this trade, all is not lost. I know a lot of you are thinking, I missed that trade. Oh man, I missed yet another trade again because I was doing the shopping, or because I was in the gym, or because I was talking to the wife, and blah, 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 blah. But all is not lost. Market structure is still on your side. If we get something like this, you can still enter that trade. Now, let me just give you 2 tips on all other ways to enter that trade. Now, obviously, this is our zone we're looking at for. How far is this retracement going to come up? Well, you don't quite know. But decent ways to gauge that is, number 1, use the old fib. Draw a fib from the high to the low and ask yourself, well, where am I looking to get that entry? What are my zones? This is the golden pocket, and this is your 786 zone. All right. So anywhere within here would be quite a reasonable place to get that reaction. Okay. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2. Well, again, look at the decisional leg. What do I mean by that? As we mark up on this leg, as we mark up, are we getting another breaking structure on the way down? Okay, now that breaking structure on the way down will be a beautiful, beautiful, juicy indication that price is about to mark down. So if we get something looking like this, now you won't see this on a 5-minute, you might see that on a 1-minute because that's higher resolution. All right, if we get something like that, jump into that trade, honestly. All right. So there we have it. Of course, I'm sure you've got your own confirmations. Look out for those as to whether you want to enter that trade or not. Remember, it's your money at the end of the day. It's your risk tolerance at the end of the day. Okay, so that's what I'm looking to play out. All right. Other ways we can enter that trade, we can look at this region and see, are there any supply zones trapped within this level? All right. I won't do that now, but I'll let you do that in your own time. So that's it. That's what I'm looking out for this actual trade. Now, of course, price could say, you know what, I'm not coming down there. I'm just going to go all the way down, blah, blah, blah. All right. That is possible. And in that case, tough luck. But that's what trading is all about. Wait for your confirmations. You're not going to get every trade, but some trades you will hit. Okay. That's what we're looking at for at the moment. We're looking to see whether we're going to, bounce off this range high. In the case we continually go further up, we have some obstacles above us. We have our 1 hour zone. We have our 1 hour zone up here. Of course, we've got this 1 hour zone up here. So we need to look out for the same thing on that 1 hour zone. And above that, what do we have? We have a 30-minute zone above that. Okay. And of course, above that, we've got a 12-hour zone. So look out for that. In the case that Bitcoin is doing the following, if Bitcoin is looking to break up, out of this range, we could look to bounce off that zone and potentially get in on the retest of that range, all right, for something like that. In that case, this no longer becomes our old demand zone. This becomes our old demand zone, okay? So that's what I'm looking out for in the immediate short term, okay? On the downside, of course, our levels from yesterday are still, active and they're still relevant. So there we have it. That wraps things up for our update. If you found this video useful, if you found this insightful, if this just gives you a little bit of more confidence or an edge as to, what, my idea was right. I know exactly what I'm looking out for now. If this just tips the coin in your side, don't forget to follow this channel for more updates. Okay? I will see you tomorrow.